How's it going, you guys? AZ Palayo 21 back again with another episode of our UFC save in WMMA 5. And here today we have UFC Fight Night ESPARZA versus Andrade, a big fight here in our strawweight division. Former champions in Jessica Andrade and CARLA ESPARZA going at it. Also got a former champion in Gregor Gillespie in our co-main event and what should be a pretty good card from Missouri. We are making our way towards UFC 308 Jones versus Overeem. 4 title fights on that card in Texas. The final card in 2024. And a little bit of an announcement. I'm going to be not stopping the UFC save, but I'm going to be going on a little bit of a pause after I finish up 2024. Just kind of to refresh on it a little bit. Just kind of take a little bit of a break, I guess you could say. I don't expect it to be any more than like 2 weeks or so. Normally these videos for these fight nights come out every other day. So it's nice to kind of give it a little bit of a chance to breathe. Give people a little bit of a chance to catch up with the save. So yeah, after UFC 308, we will go on maybe a little 2-week break or so with the UFC save, but that just means I'll have more time to focus on the W3 save and all the other stuff that I've got going on, like the tennis manager, the match point tennis series, the football manager stuff, and any other games that I may choose to play. So yeah, about 2 weeks or so, I'm going to take a little bit of a break after UFC 308, but let's go ahead and get into today. ESPARZA versus Andrade. Let's take a look at the rankings. Nothing going on in the heavyweight or light heavyweight division. Kevin Holland back in the rankings at number 15 after a nice stint in WEC. At welterweight, Joaquin Buckley up to the top 10 after just his second win. Some movement at light or super lightweight, I should say. Lightweight, nothing going on. At featherweight, we got Tyler Diamond jumping up to number 19. Very nice. Bantamweight, we got Tom Duquesnoy going down to number 16. Sean O'Malley is out of his hiatus. And remember, he is still undefeated in this save, just those 2 no contests, because of his actions outside of the cage, let's say. I am looking at that Thomas Almeida, number 5. That could be a fight that we look to make. That could be very, very interesting indeed. But we got to get him a fight first. That's probably going to happen in the next month. So we'll see about that. At flyweight, nothing going on. Women's featherweight, nothing cooking. At bantamweight, we do have Jojua into the top 3 after her win over Veronica Macedo. At women's flyweight, Andrea Lee back into the top 10. And a lot of people moving out of the top 15, including Claudia Gadelha and Na Liang. At women's strawweight, Luke Boon-mi, no Luke Boon-yu, up to number 14. Reina Kubota up to number 19. And that is where we stand currently. Let's go ahead and get into it. ESPARZA versus Andrade. Of course, taking place in Missouri. We start, as always, with our prelims. It's Don Madge taking on Niu Kang Kang, the Chinese fighter. A huge favorite in this one. And he dispatches of Madge in 16 seconds into round number 2. Don Madge not having a great time as of late. Jay Dodds taking on Kai Tang, another Chinese fighter going at it, and make him 1-1 as Jay Dodds gets the knockout less than a minute into round number 3. Amir Khan Adayev taking on Christian Simon at 155, and it's Simon who takes the win via TKO round number 2. Moving right along, Bartosz Fabinski taking on Maxim Shvets, Polish and a Ukrainian fighter going at it at 175, and it's Fabinski getting the split decision after 3 rounds. Sergey Kondoshko taking on Marcin Pionk in the 175 division. 5 years his elder is Pionk, and he loses via TKO. 2.5 minutes is what it takes for Kondoshko to get him out of there. Shavkat Rakhmonov, who we've seen in real life do very, very, very well, taking on Christian Tiger Savoy, and it is Savoy getting the TKO into round number 2. Remember, this mod is the one that we've been working with since the very beginning as of 2020, so Rakhmonov, probably not as well known of a prospect. I mean, obviously we can see now just how good he is, but maybe back then, 2020, wasn't rated as highly. Savoy ending up getting the win. Yaroslav Amosov taking on Seged is, I always struggle with this guy, Izagakmayev at 175. And Izagakmayev gets the submission win in round number 2. Chuzagayev taking on Marcus Perez in the bantamweight or middleweight division, I believe. Middleweight, yeah, Marcus Perez. He's 6'1", but he looks tiny for some reason. And it's Marcus Perez getting the knockout halfway through round number 2. Good win for him. Bevon Lewis taking on Abukar Yandiev, another prelim. Bevon Lewis 6'3", 185. Yandiev a full 5 inches shorter than him, and it does not really matter. Knocked out gets Lewis. Abukar Yandiev getting the 17th win of his career via knockout in round number 1. Carlos Vamola taking on Reiner de Ritter in the heavyweight division. In our final prelim, Vamola, looking for that 35th win of his career, does not have a fight team, and he will have to wait. Knocked out in round number 3 by Reiner de Ritter. This guy, 5-2 in the UFC, a very promising start so far to his career. First main card fight of the night, Yana Kunitskaya taking on Mura Takami without a fight team. Takami still the favorite at -180, and it is Takami getting the split decision over Kunitskaya today. Soo Chul Kim taking on Tony Gravely in the bantamweight division. Chul Kim looking for that 26th win of his career. Tony Gravely looking for number 29, and it's Tony Gravely knocking out Soo Chul Kim in round number 3. I don't believe he was ranked coming. Oh, no, he was. Number 20 in the world, 17 in the UFC. Good to see Gravely get a good win. He might move up into the top 15 after that win. Yanan Wu taking on Shante Buote in the flyweight division. The Canadian going for her 11th win total. 3rd in the UFC, already mid-level national. She's looking very, very good. Is a winner out of her last 5 fights. And it is Buote keeping the streak alive. Now 11-2-1. Undefeated in the UFC still. Georgie Kitchigan taking on Wellington Turman in the middleweight division. Kitchigan got a pretty good start, and then not too much. Gezalov lost to Carvalho. Abasov, Muradov lost to Toyoshige Hidaka, which most people would probably lose to, I'd say. Turman, number 13 in the division. You can see he's on quite a streak. 6 fights in a row that he has won, but he is the the underdog, actually. And Wellington Turman TKOs Kitchigan in round number 2. Kitchigan now 3-3 in the UFC. Probably still going to be ranked, but a loss for him nonetheless. Co-main event time. Our former champion Gregor Gillespie taking on Beneil Dariush in our co-main event. Dariush, number 10 in the division. 2 straight wins over Dan Hooker and Charles de Bronx Oliveira. Gregor Gillespie, former dominant champion. You can see has had a pretty weird time, and then just most recently lost to Thiago Moises. If he had won that fight, he'd have himself a title shot, but alas, he faces Beneil Dariush here today in our co-main event, and it is Gregor the Gift Gillespie, the gift that keeps on winning, without a fight team, by the way, getting the win via unanimous decision here today, and he wants to fight Moicano. Main event time here, as it's Carla Esparza taking on Jessica Andrade in our main event. You can see Andrade, big veteran of the Octagon. You can see just how much she's fought in this save. Unbelievable. This will have been her 4th fight this calendar year. Crazy. A loss to Mackenzie Dern, a loss to Haruka Tiburcio, a win over Xiaonan Yan, and now looking to get a big win over the former champion in Carla Esparza. Her first fight since losing the title to Rose Namajunas back at UFC 300, or losing for the title, I should say. But you can see here, beat Zhang Weili for the title, lost it to Degelia, 3 straight wins, loses to Rose, 2 straight wins, loses to Rose again. Trying to make that climb back up there in our main event. Let's go ahead and get it underway. Referee is Dan Mergliotta. Andrade looking to strike early on. A vicious right hand connects. Two counter jabs coming together to strike. Right hook gets blocked. Spinning kick. Neither fighter really doing any damage. The cross just misses. Pressuring Esparza. Esparza scores with 2 counter jabs. Halfway through round number 1. Little excitement early on. Beautiful right uppercut. Esparza's knocked down. Oh no, it's about to be over. Heavy shots, and it is over. In round number 1, Jessica Andrade knocks out the most recent title challenger in Carla Esparza. 2 straight big wins for Andrade. I feel like maybe one more before she gets herself a title shot, but a big win for Jessica Andrade here today. Less than 4,000 on tap here to watch this card in Missouri. Not the best commercial rating, admittedly. It should be way, way, way better than that. We're going to lose popularity as a result. We did not, actually. Interesting. More than likely because it was a unimportant card. Did not really have that many good fights on the card. We'll go ahead and give it to DeRitter and Vimola. First round finishes, we got Andrade 100k, we got Buote 100k, Yandiev 100k, Kondoshko 100k, and that is it. Wow, okay. Not a lot of awards given out here today. Small little profit, it is what it is. Appreciate you guys as always. I'm AZPlow21. As always, follow me on Twitch, on Twitter. You can follow the links down below if you want to do all that. Of course, more WMMA 5 to come. As a reminder, taking that small little break after UFC 308, but I will see you guys at the fights.